We literally are entertainers that happen to educate along the way. We are the theatre, the performance. Our guides are Steve Irwin meets the Wiggles. But it's making sure, especially in childcare, the human brain, a lot of people may not realise, but from 0 to 5 years of age, 90% of the human brain is developed at that age. That's uncomprehendable.
Welcome back to another episode of the Unicorns podcast. In this episode, we meet Jamie Simpson, the former marine biologist who turned a passion for science and nature into one of Australia's most dynamic education businesses, Ranger Jamie Tours. Known for delivering curriculum-aligned school excursions to more than 600,000 students, Jamie has now launched a new early learning division, bringing high-energy, hands-on learning to preschoolers to start with across New South Wales. From dress-up adventures to STEM experiments, Jamie's team is inspiring curiosity and creativity in children as young as 2, while setting them up for success when they start school. So in this episode, we're joined by Ranger Jamie and his chairman, experienced ASX CEO Anthony Ritter. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having us, Justin.
Legend.
Awesome.
Jamie, let's start with you. For those of you who don't know anything about you, who is Ranger Jamie and how did all of this begin?
Great question. Who is Ranger Jamie? Oh, how long do you have? So
We've got about half an hour.
perfect. All right. I'll use 29 minutes for this one. So in a nutshell, an extremely inquisitive and curious kid. I have ADHD times 1,000. I can't sit still, so 30 minutes, mate. I don't know how this is going to go. No, but,
We've got a good editor.
Oh, amazing, fantastic. Yeah, Raf's great. In a nutshell, who is Ranger Jamie, mate? I had a dream. Literally, it was actually a dream I'll never forget. It was a Wednesday. It was 10 years ago. It was 2015. I woke up and I said to myself, I've got a great idea. And I went and told my parents and they said, mate, that's terrible. Mum and Dad said, that's a terrible idea. So I did it and 10 years later became an overnight success. It's great. So in a nutshell, what do I do? What do we do? I employ a team of over 100 staff, amazing educators, fantastic human beings. And we have revolutionised education over the last 10 years. And we have created Australia's largest primary and high school excursion and incursion company.
Okay. And this wasn't a straight line for you because you started as a marine biologist.
Correct.
So how did you end up here?
Correct. Wonderful question. So long story short, could sit still in the classroom at all, struggled a lot, couldn't learn, from a whiteboard. I had to get out in nature. Started doing that. My parents always drove me around to national parks and we explored Sydney. Very fortunate enough to travel all around Australia. Super curious, loved everything. And then when I finished school, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do environmental science, marine biology. Did that, absolutely loved it. Then my dream job was to be a national park ranger, work for national
Love
parks.
it. How good.
Mate, honestly, it was fantastic. I truly enjoyed that. I was doing that for 5 years. And I actually, I'll never forget, I had a standout moment. I haven't told you this one. I had a standout moment. I was doing a little bit of dabbling in tour guiding and, members of the public would come up to me when I was working for national parks and they'd say, oh, excuse me, Ranger, can you direct us to the beach, all of the rainforest or, what time are the whales coming past? Literally, what time are the whales coming past? Oh, it's 12 p.m. from that cliff out there.
Just another 15 minutes. Yes.
No, yeah, the 1:30 session's coming up. So pretty much in a nutshell, I'll never forget, there was this mum and dad and these 2 kids, and they asked me a question about whales. And I said, oh, yeah, so if you go to this particular lookout at this time, Wootamalla Beach was, you'll see humpback and southern right whales. And then I said, oh, really cool fact is one way you can actually tell the difference between a humpback whale and a southern right whale. I was talking about the blowhole, like the spout.
Yeah.
The southern right's more of a V, whereas the humpback whale is just one big puff of air. So you'll notice that, and then the kid's like, oh wow, and then started telling them more facts, and then let's fast forward. Literally 4 years later, this same family came up to me. I had no idea. I had no idea who they were. When I was still working for national parks, they came up to me and they said, oh, Ranger Jamie, you told me this really cool fact. And I was like, did I? Who are you? When? And that stuck with the kids for 4 years. And I was chatting to them for about 20, 25 minutes, telling them all these fun facts. And I was like, wow, people really love these fun facts and education. And, I love, marine science and the environment and everything. So that was a real standout moment for me. And I was like, what, I could probably give this a go.
And was that the moment for you where you thought there's potentially a business?
So that day, going back to the start, that was the day I went home. I had my Ranger Jamie afternoon nap and woke up and I thought of the idea. I was like, you know what, I'm going to give this a red hot go. And then it started with obviously just myself, started employing a few friends and whatnot to be tour guides early on 10 years ago. And then now we're just expanded.
Based out of the back of your parents' garage?
Literally started out the back of mum and dad's garage, running one program a day.
Plenty of good businesses have started in a garage, let me tell you.
Absolutely. No, it's just, mate, it's honestly a dream. Where I am today, I honestly, hand on heart, would have never have thought that it would have ever gone to this size, and we're only growing. It's great.
Well, you were the one-man jack of all trades, weren't you?
Correct.
Did it
Doing
all back then.
absolutely everything.
Phones,
I'll never forget, I went to Officeworks and I had this big whiteboard and calendar. Every year I got one, put it on the back of my door and started advertising these, geography tours, bushwalks, and teachers and schools would call because everything's, curriculum aligned.
Of course.
And then I'd be like, oh, wow, yeah, I got a booking, and wrote it on the back of the door, and then I'd run that program. And then during that program, I'd be, out in the middle of the national park running a tour in the city. Then my phone would be ringing. I could feel my phone vibrate. And I'm like, oh, it's probably a teacher. Then at lunchtime, I'd go around the corner and call the teacher. Oh, yep, you want a booking. Fantastic. And it just kept growing and growing and growing. And then literally for the first 5 years, I was doing everything myself, from taking the bookings, the emails, the invoicing, running, training. It just
shopping at Kmart at midnight because it's open 24/7.
Actually,
to get your supplies.
So I'd run the program. No word of a lie, I was working 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, Saturdays, Sundays. I remember when I was in relationships with, my partners at the time, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What do you mean? There's no other option. I've got to keep this business going. Got to do the shopping and everything." So I would sleep from midnight to 4 a.m., wake up at 4, and I literally for 5 years. Looking back now, I'd honestly, I don't know how I did that. Couldn't believe it.
So, Ant, you've run big businesses. You've been the CEO of a listed company on the ASX. So, how did you come to this business, and what sort of critical thinking do you bring to a role like this as chairman?
Yeah, we keep laughing, Jamie and I. We keep saying he was looking for some grey hair in the business. Such a young company, vibrant, but just needed someone with a bit more experience who'd sort of been there and done it. And as you said, been really lucky with listing a skydiving company on the stock market, as we've worked together previously, to now even sitting on a multinational digital agency board, Sparrow by Brain Labs. So I've been real lucky. I've made plenty of mistakes, but had a lot of highs and a lot of successes. So pleased to be able to share that. I know what Jamie's going through and what he's been through and what the next stage of growth looks like. So clearly got a bit of financial sophistication about me with some education behind me, but got the real life experience and the growing the company. We had 1,200 staff underneath me at one stage there. So we're at 100 at the moment. We keep joking, let's get to 200 and see where this can take us.
What is the size and scale of the operation? You mentioned 100
Rangers,
staff. Give our listeners a sense of how big this is.
So in a nutshell, 100 staff, we have anywhere between 40 to 50 staff on any given day, Monday to Friday on the ground. We work with primary schools, high schools, soon to be childcare centres. Pretty much we run anywhere between 15 to 20 actual school programs or school excursions a day all around Sydney.
And I'd go so far as to say the main constraint there is finding people. The staffing challenges. The demand is there. So we're reaching about 75% of primary schools across New South Wales, but we're only in New South Wales at the moment. So we'll touch on growth strategies and plans later. But yeah, there's plenty of opportunity. The market's untapped.
It's tough for us, I would say, because we're super particular, Justin, in terms of who we hire. We want somebody who is literally like Steve Irwin meets the Wiggles, and they have to be obviously it's funny, but it's true. We literally need people who are like,
That could be a good headline.
Hey guys, here we go. Want a job? Are you Steve Irwin meets the Wiggles? Apply here. That's actually
Justin
what
trying to work
we've
out
been
which
doing.
one I am, but that's okay.
Well, remember when I first met you, I was like, "What's a P&L?" But that's as Ranger Ant said, that's one of our biggest constraints, and that is staffing. We go through a lot of wonderful people come in. We sit through a lot of interviews, and we know what we're looking for. And you've just got to have the wow factor.
So you have been working with secondary schools,
Yep.
primary schools,
Correct.
and now the transition is we are working with preschoolers.
Correct.
So
Early learning.
I
Yes.
want to know all about that. How long has that been in the planning for?
Totally. So it's honestly been at the back of my mind, no joke, for 7 years. Just we haven't had the time because we've just been so busy with primary schools, high schools, keeping up with the demand. Now we've obviously got the Ranger Ants expertise coming in and helping us do it the right way. So I guess the goal and the plans are to, we have designed these 4 amazing programs all in-house, so on-site. So we go to the centres and we bring this mini theatre with us. And it's a full setup. All the kids are actively involved. It's a 1 hour, 60-minute memorable experience, and we're super excited to launch it.
Right. So you're not taking the childcare, you're not taking the kids out of centre as such. You're bringing the experience
Absolutely. We're
to
bringing
them.
the experience. We're bringing the show straight to there.
And what's the reaction been like thus far? I know you've soft launched it just to get it right.
Correct.
What are the educators saying? What is the sector saying? What are the parents saying? And what do the kids say?
Absolutely. Great question. So we've done a soft launch. So we've done quite a few tests in terms of at various centres with pilot programs. And it's been, I honestly didn't realise that this sector is so untapped in terms of from a experiential, curriculum based in terms of we go in there. We've done probably about
100.
190 to 100
programs.
pilot programs, and the feedback's been unbelievable. So we have science, we have geography, we have an Aboriginal experience, we have an art program, and it's just been like unbelievable because there's all these mum and dad presenters out there, which they're great and fantastic, but we're the one-stop shop. We come in and it's the full kit and caboodle. The kids are dressed up as mini rangers. They wear the akubras. They wear the junior ranger shirts. We bring our huge life-size animal puppets. We do storytelling, music, soundscape. They're dressed up. It's fantastic. So what? Sorry.
So it's going to
Go on. No. Just one thing. So Rise and Shine, they have quite a few centres. They're a great centre. Anyway, they booked 3 test ones in as a pilot. They got the feedback, absolutely loved it, and they've now booked in 30, which we've successfully working our way through it. But the reception's been great.
Bit of background, Justin. So with the primary schools and high schools, Jamie and the team have connected with over 700,000 students.
Right.
Over the almost a decade now.
Correct.
And the feedback there, so our survey and customer satisfaction, 4.9 out of 5 on Google, where 97.3% of customers said they will rebook us. Of the Rise and Shine that we just did in the pilot program, 100% have rebooked. So we're on the right page. We're really comfortable we're on the right path for this future success, that the industry's calling out for something like this.
Has anything existed like this in the past? Like some sort of operator coming into a childcare centre, putting on an experience for the kids?
So when we have been doing for the last 6 to 8 months, when we've been doing our research, to the extent that what we're offering, definitely not, no way.
Right. And so what do the kids do when the various shows are on?
great question, mate. It's absolutely fantastic. So every single student, so there's usually about anywhere between 20 to 40 kids, they're all dressed up, whether it's science, junior Einsteins, they dress up, we do a show, but we have our own Ranger Jamie books. So we have our huge, that we've written ourselves, our huge, massive books, and it starts with storytelling, a 5 minute storytelling. We go through, and the characters in the books are the Rangers, our childcare educators. They're the ones there. So for the kids, it's like, hang on, this is making sense. That's you in the book. And the person, our Rangers there, they run through, a story for 5 minutes. And then for the next 55 minutes, the kids actually reenact and live that story firsthand experience. So we bring these puppet animals for our geo, art programs, Aboriginal experience. Kids are dressed up, possum skin cloaks, singing, dancing, making rockets for science, punching slime. It's fantastic.
Slime.
Slime.
I like the sound
It's
of
great.
slime.
It's awesome.
What about the parents? Are they allowed to turn up? Do they turn up?
Yes. So a lot of parents, look, generally speaking for childcare programs, kids get dropped off and whatnot. Of course. But not really. I mean, of course, the parents are more than welcome to come. Definitely. We've had a few for our pilot programs. A few of the parents have come and they've absolutely loved it. We actually received wonderful feedback from one of our centres last week, actually, saying that we got an email last week, and then they said, "Oh, Ranger Jamie, we absolutely loved it so much. Ranger Amy was so good on the science program. Our kids have been talking about it all year. Sorry, all week. I should say not all year, all week. And they've been telling their parents. Then the parents have been giving feedback to the centre. It's great. It's fantastic."
So, Ant, a question for you: with education evolving rapidly, particularly around early learning, STEM classes, how do you approach as chairman some of the strategic decision making for new markets?
It's like any market, you've got to understand the market. So we've been real fortunate in recent times to spend some time with some of the membership-based organisations. So we've had we've both caught up with Chang Lim from Australian Childcare Alliance and just to really get a good understanding from a governance perspective what the industry looks like. But we're also talking to the parents. We go talk to our team that are in amongst the weeds, find out what they're seeing, what changes they're noticing, talk to the educators, talk to the providers. Rise and Shine, touched on them, been fantastic in the pilot program. They've been critiquing our services and offering. We've changed our wording. So really understand that, identify the market, and then we make our plan. Yes, we'd love to jump in straight away, but like all good sustainable decisions, let's get the right decision.
So you mentioned you're only available at the moment, I think in Greater Sydney.
Correct.
A few geographical outliers involved. So, a question to both of you: what are the plans to bring that program to the greater masses of Australia? I'm certain there would be interest, but growing a business has to be done strategically, thoughtfully. What have some of the conversations been like around that?
I'll jump in. There's certainly broad plans, as you can imagine. We definitely see opportunity for everyone for a win-win situation. The key with this first phase of our integration is to make sure we can integrate the new product of childcare in Greater Sydney, but not lose our organic growth in our core market. You're going to make sure primary schools have been good to us and we're going to continue to be good to them, and high schools and vacation care. So absolutely plans. It's clearly the plan is to expand beyond just Greater Sydney, whether to all states and territories. And we've got a rough timeline, but let's get the integration bedded down right, make sure nothing's been lost, make sure our team continue the high quality delivering of services that we provide.
So Jamie, how do you stay on top of growing a business in your name to try to keep the train on the tracks?
Easy, Justin. I tell all of my staff members that if a teacher asks, yes, you are Ranger Jamie. They all think they're Ranger Jamie. It's great. It's fantastic. We actually had a lovely new gentleman start. He's 20 years of age, young Ranger Logan. He's a spitting image of me. Of course, I say that because he's 3 feet taller than I am. I'm quite short. And a teacher was chewing his ear off about 2 weeks ago for literally 10, 15 minutes, saying how much he loved Ranger Jamie and everything. Then right at the end, Ranger Logan goes, "Oh, sorry, I'm not Ranger Jamie. I'm Ranger Hagen." It was great. But no, how do we stay on top of it, Justin, mate? It's
policies, procedures, it's the foundations, get them right. We've developed a really good system. It's the Ranger Jamie Excellence in Leadership Program. All the staff run through that, and let's chat on that.
It's a 12-course program, so our leadership program. We do it all in-house, all trained by myself, senior rangers, and the staff come through. So it's customer service, it's engagement with kids, it's how to tailor certain questions that kids ask about science, history, geography. 12-part step over a period of 6 months. It's great. I'm surprised we didn't have it sooner.
And we get that right. You get the people right, the team right, and all the normal metrics and KPIs will come. The booking, the rebookings, the forward bookings. We monitor all that, but it gets down to the deliverables that our team provide. And if the kids are happy, the educators are happy, it'll all flow from there.
So if you can just throw a corporate lens over the business, Ant, just for the moment, what gives you the confidence that this is a business with great prospects, a good trajectory, that you're on the right path and, keeping them, the fundamentals together, it can be successful?
Yeah, look, history says it's been successful. With just in the core business, let's talk technical, the compound annual growth rate, it's up in double-digit figures, 12, 15% growth continually. This year, we're factoring 9%.
Yeah.
So we're conservative and rational and reasonable with our projections, knowing that there'll be an extra element of the childcare and early learning. The market is crying out for something positive and fun and energetic. Look, you spent 10 minutes with Jamie. Look, you can imagine, and the staff are direct reflections of Jamie. Like he's built. This is what's going out. This is what these kids are seeing. So if the kids are happy and and the parents are getting value for money, and the childcare service of getting a break, they work so hard in this education space. If they got a bit of a reprieve and we come in and bring in fun, enjoyment, and ticking the curriculum boxes, the market's there.
Yep.
The market is there.
Does this normally happen before or after lunch or, nap time? I'm just trying to think about when the slime and the dry ice and all of that happens before.
Definitely before.
Yes.
From about 1 o'clock onwards, they're all asleep. All of them, every single one. So we need to get in between 9 and 1.
No, I can have a midday. midday.
Or if you have ADHD, mate, you'll fall asleep at 3 p.m. every day like me.
So we do offer three sessions a day. So a 9:30 class, 11:30 class, and a 1:30 class. But typically the 1:30 is a harder one to fill. But yeah, that's the plan to offer.
And so if you have multiple bookings on any given day, how do you try to reconcile that?
We have multiple team members who are able to deliver a number of the geography per day, Aboriginal experience per day, art and science as well. So just training them all up. But
we've grown the staff database by 20% just to allow for this, to factor in this launch. So we're prepared.
Absolutely.
We've got 35 head rangers out of the 100 35 head rangers who have many years of experience, and a few of them have come across into this area.
I was going to ask, so what is the breakdown on? I imagine there's a combination of full-time staff, as there needs to be, and contractors saying, hey, we've got a couple of gigs on Tuesday and Thursday and Friday. We're booking you for this week. Is that how it works?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a majority casual staff. It's a casual workforce.
Yeah.
We're just not quite there yet with the full-time capabilities. It's still weather dependent. Unfortunately, this last week of bad rainfall, it affects a rocks excursion for the primary skills. So
yes.
It's hard to guarantee that. We're controlling what we can control. The uncontrollables though, such as weather, are always going to impact us. But with childcare, we've got a structure where we'll bring on permanent staff to
and it's all indoors too, so it's a lot easier to prepare.
And have you found with childcare that the demand is there for more? It's got to be much more than just come in and read a book.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Something that we were fascinated by at the 8-9 months ago, we walked into a few childcare centres just with our childcare rangers, walked in with what we had planned, and we say, hey, would you be interested in this? And we said it to the directors, and a lot of the directors actually said to us, and I'm still taken back by this, they couldn't comprehend or understand what exactly we were doing. Literally, I
Yeah.
was blown away. I thought, oh yeah, a rinse and repeat, primary school, high school, it's pretty standard. Primary school students do it, teachers have to do it, high school, etc., etc. We walked in, we literally handed them one of our draft booklets and we're like, hey, what do you think about this? Would your centre be interested? Would you book? Ticks all the EYLF outcomes, etc., etc. And they literally, for about 5-10 minutes, they were like, what is this? What do you... In the market, this is so fresh and new. I'm super. We are both so excited for it. This
It's really similar to my old world of tourism, isn't
yes,
it? Whether you're jumping
is.
out of a plane or playing with science experiments, it's people want this immersive and memorable moments, and that's what we're giving them.
So, what are some of the growing pains that you've had as a business, and what are some of the challenges that you've faced?
Keeping up, number one, off the top of my head, keeping up with the demands. Just in our core businesses, primary school, high school, and since Ant's been on board, it's been fantastic. Just in terms of the hiring of a lot more staff, a lot more training as well, a lot more full timers. I mean, you've cost me a lot, but definitely trying to keep up with the demand and to satisfy our customers. But then again, we want to do it the right way. We don't want to make 1,000 opening slots per day and just deliver 1,000 mediocre quality. We need to make sure it's up to the Ranger Jamie standard, that all the guides have their training. It's consistent. So that's longevity.
And what's the induction process like from we think you've got the creds to come on as a ranger to...
Oh, mate, you'd love this. You'd
So what does that look like?
We do surprise performances, everything. So someone will come in. So first point of call is, so obviously, we had the advertisements, goes out, people check in, we take a look at their resume, and if we're like, yeah, look, this person looks all right, then you get an email, hey, here's a video of Ranger Jamie giving a 30-second performance. Now we want you to film yourself, 30 seconds, no one else sees it, just us in the office, give us 30 seconds behind the camera, entertain us. Imagine we're a class of 100 year 4 kids, entertain us on anything you want, a pencil case, a drawing, a painting, a piece of paper, anything. Oh, mate, it's great. The laughs we have in the office, it's fantastic. But so that's the first step. And then once that's great, then they come in and then, people think it's a standard job interview where they sit down and answer questions. We get them up acting. We throw them in situations. We get them performing. We give them a puppet. Oh, it's great because obviously, look, every day's definitely not the same when dealing with kids. It's so much fun, energy, enthusiasm. It's a whirlwind.
And what sort of people are you hiring for these roles? Is it? I imagine it's a vast array of professional backgrounds of all shapes and sizes, from wannabe teachers, former school teachers. I don't know. It could be the
nail on the head. We've been approached by so many people in the early childcare space who are working in centres and who want to come and work for us. So we've been approached in that area.
So many people, even high school teachers, primary school teachers, childcare educators are coming up to us being like, hey, this looks like so much fun. And we're like, honestly, it is. The team's great. Everyone's fantastic. They approach us, but we get, actors, primary school teachers who are studying as well. Literally a huge range. It's great.
So they don't have to have a formal background as such in education or a dip ed or
we do have actors, we do have scientists, studying scientists.
Well, we've got our program, our excellence in leadership. They run through that course. So it's a great job. We've got a bit of a relationship with the University of Wollongong as an example, and we're looking for the University of New South Wales and Sydney, get the uni students who are looking to become doing the dip eds of the world and trying to do education, come and work part-time for us.
And do you ever find people who apply where you're not sure and you think, I don't know about this one, and you get them in and, you're blown away by their creativity or their general awesomeness?
Wonderful question, Justin. So we get, for 10 years, I've seen thousands upon thousands of videos, and it's hard to sort of word, but sometimes you can just see it. in someone and you think, oh, maybe they're about a 5.5 out of 10 in the video. Let's just get them in. Let's see how they go. But it doesn't just start there with that interview process. Then we have multiple shadow shifts where if they are successful, then they go out. Then there's a period of time where we shadow them as well. So they shadow one of our head ranger staff, then we shadow them. And then over a period of time, then we give them a little bit more roles, talking, walking, speaking gigs. But so many people just want to do so well and they want to go to the next step. So it's a win-win for both our staff and us as a company, and obviously the end result, meaning the students and the teachers who are seeing it.
We struggled with the Undercover Boss old TV show, trying to get Jamie's Undercover Boss might not work. So we've got other means now.
Show.
It was great. I liked it too. Yeah.
Well, we've got other means now of the quality control. So we send people out to just maintain full-time quality control people, making sure.
Surprise them. I was really interested in that role because that's a role Ant came up with. And it's been great for the last 3 months. And I was like, hey, I want to go out and watch. And what I found, Justin, was that when I went out on a program, I just rock up to one of my staff and they just be like, hey, kids. And now, so by me, as the Undercover Boss, it didn't work for me. When I rocked up, a lot of them were a bit intimidated. But
one of the greatest challenges for this man is a perfectionist. And I keep saying to him, don't let perfect get in the way of better. Let's just get getting better. Well, 4.9 Google, let's get to 4.92. Let's just keep working away and we'll get to where we need to be. But he just wants that perfection. So, which is a good flaw. It's a good flaw to have, isn't it?
Yeah.
In business. So
I actually didn't know I had it until Ranger Ant told me about it.
And Jamie, are you still, I'm going to presume the answer is yes, but you're running the business. Are you still on the tools as such? You're in the classrooms, you're out in the field doing all of this?
I'd love for Ranger Ant to answer this, actually. Reason being is I want to hear your perspective on that. Do you think I'm still on the tools going out there?
He's on the tools. He's not doing the day-to-day with the kids.
Yeah.
He's not day-to-day with the students.
Yes.
We've got the team to be able to do that.
Yes, of course.
The vision, the goals we're trying to achieve. I need him in the office a little bit more just to help.
So for perspective, Justin, the roster comes out 1 to 2 weeks in advance. I put myself on about 3 to 4 shifts a week just because I love getting out there, right? And I put myself, and then the day before I get a text or a call from Ranger Ellie, Ranger Kemi, who's sitting here at the moment. And then they're like, you're not going out on this program. You need to be here at this time. You're doing this, you're doing that. So it's for the growth of the business, but I love getting out there. It's so much fun.
We now have an organisational chart, which most businesses do. But that's
unheard of.
All of a sudden we've got one and Jamie's not in every box. We've pinpointed a few things.
When Ant made it, I was like, wow, it's like a family Christmas tree. Oh, wow. Oh, but that,
what are all these squiggly lines?
Yeah, no, it's great.
The metrics are proving that it's working. What we're doing is working. The demand's there. We've opened up more ability to run more programs, and they're filling up. And we're getting more staff to do it.
So what does the next 6 months to 12 months look like for the business? Both, from a corporate point of view, and I'll hear from you, but also sort of day-to-day operations. Jamie, I'm sure you have different perspectives.
For sure. We have super exciting stuff coming up in the not too distant future, but for now, it's really focusing on our early learning, childcare, getting that kicked out, rolling, have it sustainable so it runs itself. But we want to be, and we are currently for primary and high school, we're the leaders in revolutionising education for incursions, excursions, science, history, geography. We literally are entertainers that happen to educate along the way. We are the theatre, the performance. Our guides are Steve Irwin meets the Wiggles. But it's making sure, especially in childcare, the human brain, a lot of people may not realize, but from 0 to 5 years of age, 90% of the human brain is developed at that age. That's uncomprehendable. It's crazy. So it's so important. And childcare used to be viewed as a place where you'd literally dump your kids off. Parents would go to work and just pick the kids up and they sleep, maybe watch a movie. It's totally not like that anymore. It is so much is invested in the education, in everything that they do that are junior humans, and they need to be ready for this ever so fast, rapidly changing world. So that's where we come on to add that extra stamp of, wow, this hands-on entertainment, this fun, yet they're actually learning key vital skills as they do it.
And Ant, from your
We
perspective,
get that right, and the financial metrics will take care of themselves. It's really just stems with what we do. We love what we do. Our staff love what they do. Get that right, and the financial performance will come. We're really confident that the ultimate vision of the company is to become the most relevant and respected incursion and excursion provider for all Australian children to age 2 to 16.
so if I'm a childcare centre operator or a school principal or involved looking after kids in some way, shape or form, how do I get in touch with you guys? What's the process and how does it work?
Totally. rangerjamie.com.
Ranger Jamie.
rangerjamie.com.
.au, I reckon.
.au.
Might be on there too.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the socials.
Dot .com when you're global.
That's it.
There-
Exactly. For sure.
Watch
for
this
sure.
space, but-
No, but yeah, just type in Ranger Jamie. You can contact us. Super easy. Book online. It only takes about 10 seconds and your whole program for 200 kids is just booked in. It's great.
Fellas, it's great to hear about the business and the new venture. Jamie, Ant, thank you for coming into the studio and we wish you well with the launch and
Appreciate it.
future plans. Thank you.
Justin.
Thanks, Ranger
Awesome.
Justin.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.